Hi, having coffee with the girls. Stephanie and Sue from DMC Advertising Group. We thought we'd just catch up with you very quickly to have a quick chat about a few things that we thought were important. Most important, we are social distancing. We are still 1.5 meters apart. But we decided to have a coffee with you virtually and have a chat. We've discovered that a lot of businesses at the moment, while they're going through trying to work out how to change how they do business, it also needs to look at their branding, their advertising techniques, and how they're communicating with the marketplace, because it's all changed. And it's an opportunity to get it right and really refine how you're doing things. So we thought we'd talk today about branding and what that means to you, because branding isn't just about having a really pretty logo. It's about everything that relates to your business and the way the world sees your business, isn't it, Sue?
Yeah, that's right. Also, it's a good time to do it right at the moment because, let's face it, lots of us are having forced downtime, and so it's a really good forced break to kind of sit and assess your business and to get back to basics.
It's an opportunity, really, and that's what we've got to look at it. Everything that we do at the moment has to be seen as an opportunity to be better, so that we can maximise how we're being seen during this time, but also when life goes back to normal,
whatever that may be,
we're going to be so much better, whenever that is, yes, we're going to be in so much better a position. We need to be positive about this. So let's have a little chat about branding. Branding, as we said, it's not just about your logo or your tagline under your company name. It's about how you're seen, the characteristics of your business, the personality that goes into your business, because it's totally different. I mean, our company has a particular style and personality, we think, and we can always improve on that. But then we have clients that are very serious, and it's a very serious product. It could be a medical type institution.
Yeah, or we've got clients who are in the construction industry where it definitely is not, it might be a topic related to safety or a safety product. That's definitely not something that
you can't
quite
do
serious.
humour with that.
Yeah.
So you've really got to understand your marketplace and then understand your own brand. Now, your brand isn't what you like, it's what your target market will respond to. That's when you've got a perfect brand. Now, Sue is part of the team here, but originally as a copywriter, but she's turned into the most amazing strategist over the years.
Thanks, Sue.
That's all right, anytime. And Sue developed a technique that we use with our clients when we're doing brand work for them and developing a brand for either a new client or a new business, or renovating, for the want of a better word, an old brand. And Sue, your system is 3 little words. I'd like you to explain about 3 little words, please.
When I'm writing for a client, it started out when I was writing for a client, I wanted to make sure that what I was writing was completely consistent that with their brand, that it had the right tone of voice, that it appealed to the right target audience. And so I found developing 3 simple little words an easy way to come up with touchstones that then every time I wrote something, a piece of copy for it, I made sure that it tied back to those words, that it was consistent.
But you don't use those words.
Oh yeah, I don't use those words in the copy. They're like, they're a distillation of that brand's values and
characteristics.
It's like trying to describe a good friend in 3 words.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Right. So, and it's a really easy way just to make sure that everything is nice and consistent. So, for instance, we have an excellent client who we have worked with for a number of years. Probably Cliff's been with us for how long?
Probably 3 years, I think.
Yeah. And we have a wonderful relationship, and we really get each other, which is fantastic. Right. So, working with them, we came up with 3 words, which were family. And that was the first one. And the families, they are very much a family business. They've got 2 generations of people working, master jewelers, and their families involved in everything. So they chat about them in their EDMs. They talk about their grandchildren. If they're having a Christmas party, the entire family will be there, and then to top it off, they treat their clients like family. That's how they want their clients to feel, as if they're part of the Cliff family.
So much so that their clients, generations of their clients, have become clients. So a couple have come to get their engagement ring, and now their children are coming to get engaged as well. So it's everybody just becomes immersed in this family cohesion.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's a wonderful culture.
So the first word for them was family. The second word we had was elegant, because every piece of jewellery that they produce is beautiful. It's really elegant. And so they're advertising, both the images and the copy and everything needs to reflect that, right? And the third word that we came up with is witty, which reflects Sue Cliff's wicked, witty sense of humour. And it's not just humour, but it's wit in the sense that it's clever. There's an undertone of cleverness to it. There's nothing crass about it whatsoever.
No, it makes you think and have a chuckle once you get it.
Yes.
And as you've often said, you feel like you're part of the inner sanctum because you get the joke.
Yes, exactly right.
It's wonderful. It translates through everything they do, and we've had so much fun developing the marketing.
Yeah, so the first billboard that we did for them, which was an enormous success, was the
Blinging in the Rain.
Blinging in the Rain, yeah. And the second one that we did last year was, Steph, help me.
Lords of the Rings.
Lords of the Rings, and it involves the three of the members of the family.
It was Dad and their
two sons,
who are all jewellers.
So there's the family element. The second element is the elegance, and you can see this in the use of the images that have been used. The jewellery looks really elegant. And the third is the wit, which happens with the interplay between the copy and the image, right? So the Lord of the Rings was just perfect.
Yes, it was. It worked really well and got great feedback from the market because it was a massive billboard that you couldn't miss, and consequently they got a lot of feedback, which is exactly what you want.
And here's another example we're going to talk about is we did a sales window for them, and the design here, which shows paper being torn, it says a ripper of a sale, and there again it's that wit, right, that's coming through.
But getting the message across clearly, concisely, that this is what it's about, but again, just with a touch of difference, which is exactly typical of their brand.
Yeah. So another client we've done this for is Warwick Dawson Shoes. Now they came to us because they're feeling that their brand personality actually wasn't flowing through to all the different elements. So the experience that you got when you went into their stores is quite different to the experience you get when you receive Serge's lovely emails, right?
Yeah.
So it's not it's not permeating.
Disconnected, and I think I've described it like a fruit cake. With your brand, every element of your brand, it could be your website, your printed material, your point of sale, your shop front, your social engagement with digital media, all of those things should carry that cultural element of your brand. And in Warwick Dawson's case, Serge Dawson, who's the son of Warwick and now runs the business, he has this wonderfully unique raw sort of personality that he brings to play with his EDMs. He does video EDMs that he sends out. But when you walked into his store, there was no connection to that. There was no feeling that Serge was part of that store. So he came to us because he wanted to know how he could translate that uniqueness into the store experience, and we've been working with him on that now.
Yeah, and eventually, when this is all over, you will see a change in the stores, we hope.
We hope so. At the moment, it's all a bit quiet.
Yes. But the three words that we came up with for Serge was real, and I know that's a really overused word. We're all a bit over it. But he is really authentic, and you only have to look at his videos to get that it's a little bit raw, isn't it? His videos are a little bit raw and uncut.
It's wonderful because he's got a unique perspective on things, and he just comes out with it, doesn't he? It's wonderful. It's uncut.
It is. What you see is what you get. Quirky, right? Because he definitely is into the cheeky and the unexpected, and
No, he's very. I love it. He's wonderful.
And the third word that suits their brand is sharing, all right? Because he's very chatty and informative. He's very generous with the information that they give about their products, and so
he takes you on a journey with each of his shoes, these new styles.
And he obviously had input into that. Yep.
You did?
Yeah. And then that sort of forms the foundation for all his other documentation, for other things like for print advertisements, for
And even down to his staff, how his staff should interact with their customers when they come into store. If they know that real, quirky and sharing is part of the cultural stamp of the brand, they then get taught and educated through the way we work with them to translate that into their interaction with a customer. That way a customer walks out of that store feeling completely immersed in the brand, and they won't forget the experience. It's not just another experience or walking into a store. It becomes part of a much bigger undertaking on part of that particular business.
Yeah, and it makes you realise that if it's permeating everything, then a customer is getting a consistent experience, which is what branding is about. The bottom line is branding is about making sure that the person gets a consistent experience of everything from a phone call, right the way through to your sign off on or your contact form on a website.
Exactly.
Right? It needs to have the right consistent feel to it.
It does. Now, unfortunately, we come across some clients for whom those three little words haven't quite
Gelled,
and we try to work with them at that point to identify for them why they haven't got a good cohesion of brand. And a classic example is one client we're working with and have done for a while now. We won't mention the name for obvious reasons, but they're three words that we believe and we've worked with them to say these are the three words that they want their brand to represent, are currently not what their brand represents.
Exactly.
So,
well, we can give you some examples. For instance, one of the ideal brand words for this particular company would be meticulous. Well, at this stage, they're not meticulous; they're finicky. And the next brand word that would be ideal for them would be tailored, because their product is very much a tailored, bespoke type product.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, at the moment, I think the word that's actually happening is individual, because they're not.
Everybody's on their own
page.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a couple of examples of how you've got to make sure that what you're actually doing
is reflecting
the three little words.
So in the case of that client, our target now, or our part of our project with that client now, is to take the good three words and break down everything within that company, the marketing, the communication techniques, the business models within the company, and say, is it reflecting these three words? Which of these words is happening here? So that the staff then start to become part of the solution, not disconnected from the whole sales and marketing. They realise that they are, by their very nature, part of the brand.
Yep, and this is so much simpler than some sort of big motherhood statement about about your brand values, etc. It's just three simple little words.
It
right?
is. Sometimes it takes a fair bit of work to find those three words.
It does.
You know yourself, when you're sitting in the middle of your business, it took us forever to come up with the three words for DMC. We keep coming up with new ones. But when you're in the middle of your own business, it's really hard to see it from a sort of a global helicopter perspective, and that's what you need. And that's where we often help with the clients, by giving them that perspective. But it's an impossible. Sometimes branding, when someone says you need to have a branding document done or a branding scope done, people get a bit frightened because they think it's really, really expensive.
Yeah, and it sounds bigger than Ben-Hur.
And it's not. It's a process, and it can be done economically, and with guidance it can be done so that you've got a lifetime plan of attack as to what you can do and grow from that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, please.
So we would really love to hear what your three little words are, and if you get stuck, we're very happy to have a chat to you about helping you discover them and unearth them.
Absolutely. So our little coffee with the girls will happen every so often. We're not going to make it a regular thing, just when we've got a topic that we think is relevant and can help you, and that we're able to give you a bit of a message about it. We'll sit down and have a cup of tea with you over 5 minutes and catch up with you. So you have a good day, stay safe, stay inside, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.